0.467. He has also received significant recognition in the academic community, as evidenced by his Google Scholar citations with an H index of 21 and an I-10 index of 60. In the realm of research guidance, Sir has mentored numerous candidates with 12 PhD students and 78 M.Pharm dissertations and 13 B.Pharm projects under his supervision. His commitment to education and research is further underscored by the 17 guest lectures he has delivered and 4 patents granted under his guidance. Sir's contribution extended beyond research and teaching. He has authored 5 textbooks, 1 book chapter, and 2 e-books. He has also secured research grants, including notable awards from organizations such as All India Council for Technical Education and the Pharmacy Council of India. Recognized for his outstanding achievements, Sir has received 23 awards, including the Best Principal Award in the 2023 from Honorable Chief Minister Sir Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu and the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Education Excellence Award and the Pharmacy Teacher of the Year Award. His dedication to education and research has earned his prestigious recognition, including awards for teaching excellency, research excellency, and contributions to the field of pharmacy. As an accomplished educator, Sir has served in various academic and professional capacities, including professor and principal, member at Krishna University, vice president of the APTE AP State Branch, and he is also an active participant in academic journals as editor-in-chief, executive editor, and editor board member and reviewer. So additionally, Sir has recognized 52 seminars, conferences, and workshops while participating in 112 such events. He has successfully completed 4 SWAYAM, NAPTAL, and RPIT courses. He is also actively engaged in webinars, EFDPs, e-conferences, with participation in overall 1,000 online events. Dr. Lakshminrao Sir is a dedicated member of 14 professional societies, including Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, and the Indian Society for Technical Education. So finally, Sir is an accomplished educator, researcher, and administrator in the field of pharmaceutical sciences. His remarkable contributions to academia and research have earned him numerous honors and recognition in the pharmaceutical community, marking him a distinguished figure in this field. We are privileged to have him as our guest today. Hearty welcome to this section, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you, Sailaja Madam, for the wonderful introduction. It is already unmuted, Nagaraj Garu. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Sir, sir.
Hello?
Yes, audible,
Sir,
sir.
not in business, sir. You are
Okay.
audible, sir.
Okay,
Audible,
okay.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Respected Principal of CREDDY College of Pharmaceutical Sciences and my good friend, Dr. Narendra Babu Garu, Principal, and Coordinator for the today's program, Dr. K. Nagaraj Garu, and teaching staff members of CREDDY College of Pharmaceutical Sciences and other teacher fellows from various pharmacy colleges, and my dear friends, a very good afternoon to one and all. Today, I am happy to deliver a talk on a path for research to innovation. And actually, the theme of this particular online FDP program is empowering the challenges towards the research. Basing on that, I have chosen a topic in related to that research and innovation. And today, I am here to present a talk on a path for research to innovation. And various contents in my presentation includes introduction to research and various research ethics and how to write any research proposal. And next aspect is what is the major structure of research proposal. And next aspect is tips for impressive research applications, and what are the various agencies that are giving funding to teachers and fraternity members, and what are the various innovations, and especially in the innovations area, what are the current innovations that are developed in recently. And finally, I can conclude with various important references. First, I will start with the introduction about the first year. Total that my topic is divided into two parts. The first part is related to research and second part is related to innovation. First of all, I will start with research. And here, while the name itself indicates that the research means searching for something, searching for knowledge. Okay, like that, the definition for this particular research is it can be defined as search for knowledge or any systematic investigation or any open mind to establish the novel facts or solve any novel problems and new problems and existing problems, and you can provide the new ideas and to develop a new theories. That is the definition for the research. Mainly in this particular research, what is the major purpose of the research? Why we have to go for research? The major purpose in this aspect is which includes that one is documentation and second is discovery, and next aspect is interpretation or the research and development of methods and systems for the advancements of human knowledge. And next, then we will go to the what are the important key skills that are required in the research. Totally 6 important skills that are available for that is very much important for the research. The first and foremost important aspect is the basic computer skills. First, we need a basic computer skills to enter into the research. Next aspect is critical thinking. Our thinking must be critical, and we have to apply with novel ideas. That's what our idea should be provocated. That's why we need a critical thinking, and followed by financial management. For carry out research, we have to spend so much of lakhs of rupees. In this particular aspect, the financial management is also plays a very crucial role. Next, summarizing the skills. Whatever the skills we are applying, we have to summarize all the skills. Next, time management. Every work should be done in a stipulated period of time. That's why, suppose if we got any grant for the period of 3 years, in the 3 years, how we can spare that particular valuable time. That is for 6 months is for review of literature and equipment, and 6 months is for the groundwork, and next 1 year is for the bench work, and followed by results, and followed by conclusion, followed by submission of report. Like that, everything must be in a timeline. That's why the time management is also very much important for carry out research. And finally, precision. Always you have to do the accurate and precision way of research is required for carry out the research. Next, here for any research process, what are the important steps? Mainly, here totally 7 different steps that are there for carry out the research. The first and foremost important aspect is, first you have to identify the problem. We have to define one problem. Problem means that is related to research. That's why it can be called it as a research problem. First you have to define one research problem. Next, after that, you have to search for literature. That is call it as review of literature. Okay, what type of work done till now from that particular area, that you have to search. And after the step 3 is formulate the hypothesis. In the research, the hypothesis also plays a very vital role. Okay, and because hypothetical concepts we are applying in the research. And step 4 is preparing the research design. After completion of this particular study, finally you have to go for design of one research that should be designed. And next step 5 is collection of data, that is data collection. And next to analyzing the data, that can be considered as a data analysis. And the last and final step is considered as a interpretation and report writing. Like that, totally in any research process, totally 7 different steps are there. Okay, and you have to reach all these particular steps in the case of research. Next, what are the ethical principles? Especially in the research, the ethics is also plays a very important role. Okay, and here for any researcher or for any research participants, the important ethical principles which include, first one is justice, and next dignity and privacy, honesty, integrity, autonomy, competence, and beneficence, responsibility, confidentiality, and non-malfeasance. And here also, all these are the well-known terms, except one that is considered as a non-malfeasance. What is the meaning of this non-malfeasance? Is not harm or maintain some ethical principles that can be called it as a non-malfeasance. Okay, it should not causing any harm, and you have to maintain the ethical principles. That is the meaning of the non-malfeasance. Okay, and next, after continuation of these ethics, what are the major ethical issues related to the research? And mainly three major ethical issues are there regarding the research. The first one is data protection. Okay, the data should be protected. We should not disclose, means open to anybody. And next, academic integrity should be maintained properly. And finally, negotiating access should be required. These are the three important ethical issues related to the research. Next, what are the important objectives of the research ethics? Mainly three different research objectives that are available. The first objective is related to the research. First, you have to examine the various important research activities. Okay, and what are the projects we are applying for any authority. It must have some ethical soundness, it must have ethical groundness, and also protection of confidentiality. In this, the confidentiality is also very, very important. It should be protected properly. Okay, and also we need the process of informed consent, especially in our field of pharmaceutical sciences, especially research, in more appropriately clinical research. Always we are using the word informed consent, popularly call it as IC. What is the meaning of informed consent? Informed consent means that the healthcare provider have to educate the patient about the risk. The healthcare provider have to educate the patient about the various risks. That means what type of risks that may be happened during the course of research, that should be explained to the patient by the healthcare provider. That can be called it as informed consent, ICE. That is very much required, especially the clinical research is concerned. Next, second objective of this aspect is to protect the treatment of human participants. Always the life of the human participant is very precious and valuable. That's why we must protect the human participants, okay, as much as possible. Next, the third important objective is to ensure that research is to be conducted with the interest of the individuals, groups, and society. Ultimately, here the research should be useful to the first individual, and followed by it must be useful to the groups, followed by it must be useful to the society. Ultimately, it has to reach, the benefit has to be reached to the society. That is the more important aspect. Next, what are the important ethics in the case of research? Okay, because especially in the research is concerned, majorly four different ethics are there. The first one is related to the we must impose a common standard in all the above aspects. That means you have to maintain the common standard. That is the first research ethics. And second one is we must have sufficient knowledge about that particular research is concerned. We must have some sufficient knowledge on that one. And the third one is you must reflect the respect to take part in research. All that may be, he or she may be junior or senior, you must give respect to that particular person who are involving that particular research, those who are take part in that particular research. Okay, and next, finally, the fourth important ethical principle in the research is we must ensure no unreasonable, no unsafe, and no thoughtless demands are made by researchers. Okay, always there should be no that much commercial demands that is to asked by the researchers. These are the four research ethics that should be need to be maintained. Next, then next and foremost important aspect is research proposal. Research proposals can also be considered as a research protocols. Then what is a research proposal? Means that simply any proposal means that it is the outline of the plan. Outline means roadmap for the study. That means that how we are going to do, what we are going to do, when we are going to do, all things which can come across in the case of this research proposal. Okay, if our proposal is a good and complete manner, then the advantage is our research will be going in a very smooth manner, just like a smooth and sailing. Okay, very smooth manner research progress will be going on. Okay, and here the more important point in this case is there may be some disciplinary norms or founder guidelines that are should be available. Okay, and because in this case is why we have to carry out this research, why it is essential for success, for carry out the research. Okay, and whatever the discipline, that may be pharmacy, that may be engineering, that may be medical, that may be normal regular basic sciences. Okay, that may be arts, whatever may be the discipline, always the first and foremost important aspect in this case is proposal. Okay, always the proposal is playing a very vital role. Okay, and next, suppose if we frame the proposal in a very well crafted manner, well designed manner. Okay, that means why we are doing the work, how we are doing the work, what we are doing the work, when we are doing the work, all these things, if we can craft the proposal in a well defined manner, then what will happen in this case is we will get a proposal in a very good manner. We will get a proposal in a very good manner. Next, what is the important criteria which is to be considered, especially in the research is concerned? These are the important criteria which should be considered. The first and foremost important aspect is objective. What is the objective of our project? If we need, suppose if we can take any project, that may be B.Pharm project or M.Pharm project or PhD project, there are any publication also, research publication. The first important aspect in this case is our aim and objectives. Why we have to carry out these things? What is the aim of our work? What is the objectives of our proposal? That is playing a very vital role. Next important aspect is outcome. After completion of that research, what will be the outcome of our proposal? That is also very much important. Next, is there any intellectual merit in this particular proposal? That is the third important one. Okay, and is there any preliminary results that is going to be built up? That is the fourth important one. Next, the fifth one is whether it is really a research problem or not. Okay, that is some of the issues are not comes under research problem. That's why whether it is really a research problem or not, it is also to be justified. Next, another thing is the proposing problem is well formulated. Previously we covered that one. If we made the research proposal in a well formulated manner, automatically we will get a skilled document or the fully completed document you may get it. And finally, what is the social impact? That means okay, how our problem will be best suited for the social impact. Next, what is the structure of any research proposal? Okay, especially make sure that the first page act as a standalone summary of the entire proposal. That's why our proposal must, the first page of our proposal must be in it is summary of our basic proposal. Okay, and if we can take any format of research proposal, what it contains, always the research proposal should be between 2,500 to 4,000 words. One more important aspect in this case is here it is to be varied from one body to the other body. The number of terms, number of sentences, number of words, it should be changed from one body to another body. First and foremost important aspect in the title is the proposal is the title. Okay, always in our research proposal we must give the unique title. We must give the unique title, and the title should be more apt related to our research. And second important aspect is background. What is the background of our topic? Okay, why you have chosen this particular topic? What is the basis of this particular topic? Everything that may come across in the background of this particular topic. Next, what are the important questions? Okay, because we must give some evidences during the investigation process. We must give some evidences. That's why all the questions to be answered in the case of research proposal. Next aspect is research methods. Okay, in the research method, what are the various proposed methods? which is mentioned, which includes the advantages and disadvantages. Suppose if you can take one approach, in that particular approach, which includes both advantages and both disadvantages. Always you must focus on the advantages, and always we have to reduce the disadvantages and as much as possible of that particular method. Next, working plan and schedule. We have to give the detailed working plan with the timeline and schedule of your research, because majority of the researchers are generally 3-year program. In that particular 3-year period of research, how to plan that particular 3 years, that can be comes under the working plan of a research. Next, finally, we can conclude that proposal with the bibliography. We have to mention the important sources or references to be mentioned at the end of the research proposal. But however, these headings to be varied from one funding organization to the another funding organization. Next, then I will give you the one practical example, that is contents of any research proposal. The first and foremost important aspect is project title. Okay, and in the project title, generally as per the SERB, Science and Engineering Board, the limit is 500 characters. And project summary, okay, the limit is 3,000 characters, and keywords is 6 words. So we have to give the limit is 6 words. Next, objectives of the projects, further the limit is 1,500 characters, and expected output and outcome of the proposal 1,500 characters. Like that, basing on that, if you can take any proposal, what are the key contents? That is, one is project title, next one is project summary, next one is keywords, next one is objectives of the project, and next one is expected output and outcome of the proposal. Okay, here just I will give you one practical research problem for your interest. Recently, we submitted one research proposal. For that particular thing, we gave one project title. With that, you can easily understood how to prepare a good research proposal. Okay, and for that, we gave one beautiful title for that particular project. That title of that particular project is Development of a Novel novel nano-based formulation of oil-soluble vitamins for improving the bioavailability and stability. Especially if you can take the oil-soluble vitamins, the major drawback of the oil-soluble vitamins is stability. Okay, stability. Okay, to improve the stability as well as bioavailability, we want to prepare some nano-based formulations. That is our project title. Next, project summary. Okay, here what we made is we are preparing the thermodynamically stable oil-soluble vitamins. Okay, and how we prepared that nano-based formulation is simply we are going to prepare the colloidal particles of these oil-based formulations. Okay, or oil-soluble vitamins. We want to prepare the colloidal particles of the oil-soluble vitamins. Okay, and one more important aspect in this case is, of course, you know very well, if you can take the vitamins are divided into two types. One is called as a water-soluble vitamins, and second one is considered as a oil-soluble vitamins. Generally, B and C is considered as a water-soluble vitamins, and A, D, E, K considered as a oil-soluble vitamins. The major drawback of this particular oil-soluble vitamins is these oil-soluble vitamins are thermodynamically unstable. Because of that particular reason, we want to prepare the nano-based formulation. That is the novelty of this particular work. That is we submitted in the project summary. Next, another next heading in that particular proposal is keywords. Keywords means what are the widely used words in that particular proposal. It can be considered as a keyword. So just like, for example, if you can take the which method that is formulation and vitamins and nano formulation, bioavailability, stability, like that you can mention the important terms as a 6 keywords. Next, another important aspect in the that is proposal is objectives. What are the important objectives of this particular formulation? The major objective of our proposal is to design a thermodynamically stable nano-based formulation of oil soluble vitamins. Okay, that is one objective of our proposal. Second, another important objective of these things is to prepare the, how we will prepare the nano particles. Okay, these nanoparticles are prepared by using the homogenizer. Here, the homogenizer is used to prepare the nanoparticles. Okay, and not only the preparation of the particles, formulation of these particular particles. After that, we have to evaluate these particular nanoparticles. So we have to evaluate these particular nanoparticles. How to evaluate the nanoparticles? The nanoparticles are evaluated by using the instrument that is called a zeta sizer. The zeta sizer is used to measure the particle size. To measure the particle size, and it is and one more important point in this case is in these nanoparticles, not only this particular particle size, we have to measure the particle surface also, on how to measure these particle surfaces by using the zeta potential. Okay, and finally what we have to make is we have to prepare the nano syrup of the oil soluble vitamins. These can be considered as objectives of our research proposal. And next, the last sentence or last heading of any proposal is expected outcome. Expected outcome and outcome of the proposal. Then we have to explain what is the output and what is the outcome of the proposal. What is the output and what is the outcome of the proposal. Okay, and here also, especially generally nowadays, the major output what we gave in our proposal is whatever the vitamins that are available in the market. These are mainly in the dosage form of tablets or capsules or sachets only. Whatever the vitamins that are available in the market, that are tablets or capsules or sachets only. What is the novelty in our research proposal is we prepared the nano syrup. Till now, no researcher is made the nano syrup for vitamins. That's why we made an attempt to prepare the nano syrup for the oil soluble vitamins. That is the novelty of our research proposal. Like that, recently we submitted one research proposal. Like in that, the headings what we mentioned, all these headings should be covered. Next, another important aspect is tips for impressive research applications. Okay, yeah, whatever the research topic you can choose, it should be based on the magnitude of the problem and its impact. Okay, basing on the problem magnitude of the problem and its impact. Next, what is the urgency of the need of a solution? Especially here, I want to quote the COVID pandemic situation. During the COVID pandemic situation, there is a lot of urgency for development of a new drug molecule, or the any old drug should be used for the treatment of the COVID, because there is no time to develop a new drug for the COVID in that particular period. That's why at that time there is a urgency is required. Okay, and next, relevance to the aid of the funding agency. How it should be relevance to our funding agency. Okay, suppose our work, suppose if we are doing any work related to agricultural aspect, we might have to go for the IACR. Okay, yeah, that is Ministry of Agricultural Research, Ministry of Agricultural Research, or Indian Council for Agricultural Research, Indian Council for ICAR, Indian Council for Agricultural Research. Suppose if you want to do any work related to the medical aspect, then you can submit a proposal to the Indian Council for Medical Research. Suppose if you can do any work on the biotechnology, you can go for the Department of Biotechnology. If you can go, if you are doing work on the environment and forest, you can submit a proposal to Ministry of Earth, that is Earth and Forest. Like that, we have to select the proper funding agency. And next, another important aspect is amenability of the problem to investigation. How it can apply the problem to the investigation. And next, finally, what is the feasibility of this particular approach? Like that, these are the various important tips for getting the any research application. Next, these things which is already covered. Okay, for any research proposal, the title should be very relevant and it should be more apt and appropriate. Next, research background. What is the important background and what is the previous studies that are there for our research proposal? Literature plays a very important role. Okay, relevant references should be quoted at the end of the proposal. Okay, and what are the major that is work that is carried out, okay, in related to our research proposal. proposal. Basing on that, you had to prepare and you had to design one novel protocol for development of this particular research proposal. Okay, how to get a strong research plan? The strong research plan is majorly depends upon the aim and objective of the study. Aim and objectives of the study. Okay, why? Because in this case is first it has to grasp the need immediately and is roadmap for the application or not. Strong long-term objectives is required and use the correct term and measurable thing that is required, and it must organize in sequential format. Basing on this aspect, always in our research we have to use some terminology that is to investigate, to examine. We can't use these words. And just we'll give a small example in this case. Okay, to come out a new framework and to propose a new approach, to make recommendation based on like that the terminology should be used. Next, another important aspect is research method. What type of method that are going to be incorporated? Okay, in that the major objective should be mentioned with a detailed description. Along with that, you must give the flow chart. You must give the flow chart, and we had to give the gun chart also. Here, if we can take this particular flow chart, and already, of course, we know very well about the flow chart. Okay, for every way time we are using the flow chart for any diagram. Next, another new word in this case is gun chart. Gun chart means that it is the project management tool. It is the project management tool. What is the important of this particular Gantt chart is mainly it is used to illustrate the work, okay, to implement it into to be completed in a particular period of time. In the Gantt chart, we have to specify at what time you have to complete this particular work. That means first 6 months review of literature and collection of materials. Next 6 months we can go for the basic research, and next 1 year we can go for the complete research, preparation or formulation and isolation and characterization, all these things. And next 6 months, finally screening of any compounds and conclusion. And final 6 months, you can go for the summary and conclusion and report everything. Like that, in a very systematic way, you have to do this particular thing. And in the research method, one more aspect is the ethical consideration is also very much important. Next, we have already told that what is the outcome of our idea. Okay, and it should be mentioned. And here, whatever the research proposal we got it, for that you have to go for publication also. And always the publication should be done in the, especially the peer-reviewed national and international journals, preferably Scopus Index journals or Web of Science journals or MDPA journals, like that. Okay, and you can choose the corresponding journal relevant to your research proposal. Okay, and next, what are the important potential application of research proposal? All these things which should be mentioned on this particular proposal. Next, here also for any research funding, always first what the organization will look after is what is the impact of that proposal on the society. Okay, that means that how it can be beneficial to the society, that is more important. Okay, it must be useful for some people or some population, okay, like that. It may be increasing something, it may be decreasing something, like that. It should be beneficial to the population. Next, one more important aspect in any research proposal is budget and schedule. Okay, always here you have to give the budget, that is called as a cost per year by year. That means for first year, how many lakhs you required. For second year, how many lakhs you required. That may be for manpower, or that may be for consumables, or that may be for the other miscellaneous expenses. Okay, and totally like that for 3-year plan. Generally, that project proposal always majority of the time it should be 3-year plan. In the 3-year plan, okay, you have to give the budget in a year-wise manner. Okay, and you have to justify the cost also. We have to justify the cost also. Okay, basing on that, the proposal should be prepared. The proposal should be prepared. And as a pharmacy teachers, you may have one doubt. Okay, how to apply for the grant? Basing on that, I have collected some of the valuable information from various sources, especially for the pharmacy is concerned. All these particular organizations, they are giving the lot of funding. But however, what you have to do is regularly we have to check the websites. Regularly, we have to check the websites. Okay, for what's the purpose is when the notification will be released. What is the last date for submission of proposal? Like that. Okay, here some of the that is. Bodies, they will give the common last date for all the proposals. So in previously in AICT it will be given like that. Okay, and nowadays majority of the proposals are given in a that is depending upon the type of the grant. Okay, suppose the grant A, that is this month last date, the grant B next month is the last date, like that. Grant wise nowadays they are giving this particular last date of the for submitting the proposal. So okay, here I will give you the list of the various R&D organizations which are giving the funding to the teaching fraternity members. Dear teachers, you can always try to apply for the project proposal. You may get it or not, that is immaterial. You have to make an attempt to submit a proposal. Okay, and the first aspect is University Grants Commission. It is one of the body giving the grants, but one of the drawback of this particular UGC is that they are giving the grants mainly to the universities, not for the private organizations. Mainly they are giving the grants to the universities. Next, another important aspect is CSIR, that is called as a Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. They are giving the funds. And one more important aspect is DST, Department of Science and Technology. They are giving the funding also. Next aspect is Department of Biotechnology, popularly called it as DBT. DBT is also giving the guidelines, okay, grants to the teaching fraternity. And one more important aspect is the Science and Engineering Research Board. Okay, nowadays the Science and Engineering Research Board, they are giving the good number of funds to the pharmacy teachers. Okay, always you can apply to the SERB, popularly call it as a SERB. Okay, and the website is serbonline.in. Here, especially, here, what are the important proposals comes under this particular Science and Engineering Research Board, SERB, for the pharmacy is one is called as a intensification of research in high priority areas. That is the one heading. Intensification of research in high priority areas. And second aspect is the Core Research Grant, popularly call it as a CRG. Core Research Grant, popularly call it as a CRG. And the third important aspect in this case is Scale Up Research Grant. Scale Up Research Grant, and simply it is abbreviated as SRG, Scale Up Research Grant. And another thing is SUPRA. What is the meaning of this particular SUPRA is scientific and useful profound research advancement. Scientific and useful profound research advancement, popularly called as SUPRA, S-U-P-R-A. Okay, and one more thing is along with that, the SERB is giving some of the other grants also, that is considered as a international travel grant. Okay, suppose in USA you can go and you can present a paper in the APS, American Association of Pharmaceutical Scientists, which is one of the very big organization in the USA. Okay, and suppose if a paper is accepted for the APS conference, then you can apply your for the SERB for the travel grant. You will get the travel grant. Majority of the amount will be paid by the SERB. That is giving the financial assistance to the teacher, those who are going to present a paper in the internationally or other countries in various globally. Okay. Next, the SERB is not only research grant. They are giving the small grants, like they are giving the grant for seminars, and they are also giving the grant for symposia also. Okay. Next, one more thing in this area, and recently the SERB is also giving one more grant, that is correct as a SERB Power Grant. SERB Power Grant, that is also one more grant that is comes under the SERB. And one other aspect comes under this particular SERB is Fund for Industrial Research Management. fund for industrial research management. Okay, and FIRE, they can give their FIRE like that. Especially recently, the SERB is giving a lot of funds. You can go to the website, you can check the various types of the grants, and as per that particular period, you can apply. Okay, but what else may be the proposal? Majority of the proposals, they are having the same type of headings. First, the proposal starts with the project title. Next aspect is the project summary. Next aspect is the what are the keywords. Next aspect is the what are the objectives. Next thing is what is the summary and what is the conclusion and what is the output, what is the expected outcome, and all these things are the common headings for any research proposal. And along with that, some other organizations are ICMR, Indian Council for Medical Research, and DSIR, the Department of Scientific and Industrial Research. All these are belongs to central government of India. Okay. Next thing, SCRC, Science and Engineering Research Council. Okay. And related to our pharmacy, one of the body is Pharmaceuticals Research and Development Support Fund. Pharmaceutical Research and Development Support Fund. Okay. It is one of the part of the DST. They are giving, especially for the carry out the pharmaceutical research, they are giving the fund. These are the very, very important websites for applying the grants, for approaching the grants. Okay. Along with that, some other grants are, one is DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization. And next thing is MOF, previously I told, Ministry of Environment and Forests. Another one is ICAR, Indian Council of Agricultural Research. And next, Ministry of Earth Sciences. Here also, how it can be useful for our pharmacy teachers is, especially in the deep sea, so many marine organisms are there. And what are the various best examples of the marine organisms is, one is called it as a soft coralla, another one is called it as a hard coralla, another one is called it as a sponges. All these are the various examples of the marine organisms. These marine organisms that are available in the deep sea, okay, and especially one of the example in this case is in the especially Andaman Nicobar Islands, like that in the deep sea we will get these things, okay. And you can also apply the grant for to Marine Ministry of Earth Sciences for the carry out research on marine organisms. They are giving the good funding regarding the MOS also. Next, Nanoscience and Technology Initiative, that is called it as a NSTI. Another one is Science and Technology for Women, especially for the women community, women teachers. The Science and Technology special projects proposals they are giving. And another thing is mainly for young teachers, that is Scheme for Young Scientists and Professionals, SYSP. Okay, and especially fund any work related to radiation and radioactive and cancer studies. The Department of Atomic Energy is also giving some funding in this particular area. These are the various popular websites to get the funds. Next, come to the second aspect. What is the second aspect in this part? My presentation is innovation. Then, what is the meaning of innovation? Innovation means creation of some new things. What is the meaning of new things? For example, new products, or new techniques, or new process, or new services. Then that can be called it as innovative or innovative idea, by generating and implementing the new ideas to make them useful. Okay, and whatever the innovation we are having, that innovation must have some usefulness to the society. What are the important types of innovations? One is called it as a product innovation. Next one is process innovation. And next one is marketing innovation. Next one is organizational innovation. Totally 4 different innovations that are available. Then we will see one by one. The first one is called it as a product innovation. This product innovation can also be called it as a service innovation. Then what is this meaning of these things in this case is, we have to introduce a goods means product or service. It must be new or it must be significantly improved when compared to the previous one, and it must have some intended uses. That is the product innovation. Like that, if you have to develop, you have to any new product. Okay, and here one more important aspect in this case is, you must have to specify the product specifications. You must have specify the product specifications, and also you may have to mention the components and materials. Okay, and you have to incorporate the software, and what is the, it must be user friendly, and you have to mention all the functional characteristics about this particular product. Okay, and nowadays the product innovation plays a very, very new role in the science and technology. Next, another thing is process innovation. The first one is innovation on the product. Second one is innovation on the process. Process. Here, what we have to do is we have to design a novel process. Okay, and by changes in the techniques, or by changes in the equipment, or by changes in the software. Okay, and here mainly what is the purpose of this particular process innovation is it has to reduce the unit cost of production. The purpose of the process in the invention is it has to reduce the unit cost of the production or delivery. And one more important aspect of this product that is the process production, process innovation is the quality of the product should be improved. Suppose with the previous process, we are not getting the good quality. With our new process, we have to get the good quality. Okay, and by using this process innovation, ultimately what you will get is we will get a significantly improved product. We will get a significantly improved product. The third one is considered as a marketing innovation. What is the meaning of marketing innovation? That means that we have to implement one new marketing method, or simply call it as a new marketing strategy. It should be adopted. Okay, where it should be adopted, there should be a change in the product design, and there should be a change in the packaging, or there should be a change in the product placement, or there should be a change in the product promotion or pricing. Like that, especially related to the market, you have to do some more remarkable modifications. That remarkable modifications can be considered as a marketing innovations. Why? Because in this case is if you can do the innovation in the marketing strategies, then what happens in this case is the customer will like our product. Okay, then automatically our business will be improved. That is considered the marketing innovation. Next, the last one is considered as a organizational innovation. Organizational innovation means that is related to the innovation in business practices or innovation in the workplaces. Innovation in the workplaces. Mainly, what is the purpose of this organizational innovation? The purpose of this organizational innovation is mainly to increase the firm means organization performance. Okay, and if we can have a good organization innovation, then we can reduce the administrative cost, we can reduce the transaction costs, and improve the workplace satisfaction, and you have to gain the remarkable non-tradable assets. Finally, reducing the cost of supplies. Like that, it can be, that means there is an innovation in the organization that will improve the that will give the lot of benefit to our business. Next, what is the innovation cycle? What are the various components of the life innovation cycle, which includes the research, disclosure, evaluation and protection, marketing, licensing partner and partnerships, commercialization, and social impact. For any aspect, the commonly at the end of the thing, what we are getting in this case is social impact. Okay, and here also, previously also we covered that is disclosure means that making something known. It is called it as a disclosure. Next, one more important aspect in this aspect is what are the various innovations in the new era? In the recent times, what are the major innovations? Okay, and just I will give you some of the examples. The first and foremost important, all these are the innovations related to our field, that is pharmaceutical sciences. The first innovative idea in recent innovations, which is related to the artificial intelligence. Nowadays, everybody knows that artificial intelligence play a very vital role in the drug discovery and development. Why the artificial intelligence playing a very vital role in drug discovery and development? First, everybody got a doubt. What is the meaning of artificial intelligence? Artificial means that something which is made by the human, that is called as a non-natural thing. That's why the word artificial that is used. And the second part is called as intelligence. Intelligence means the ability to understand, the ability to think, that is called as a intelligence. Next, especially the term artificial intelligence was coined by or simply given by John McCarthy, especially in the Dartmouth Convention in the year 1956. The word artificial intelligence was used. Okay, here mainly how this will perform. how the artificial intelligence will be implemented. The artificial intelligence in the drug discovery development will be implemented by using that means simply what we are doing is the process of human intelligence in the computers, the science and engineering of intelligent machines, simulation of the process of human intelligence through the computers. They can be comes under the artificial intelligence. Then what is the official definition? So for every scientific word, there is an official definition. As per the Dartmouth Convention, the definition of this artificial intelligence is the theory and development of computer systems able to perform tasks normally requiring the human intelligence, such as visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, and translation between the languages. That is the definition of this artificial intelligence. Nowadays, artificial intelligence is playing a very vital role in the healthcare system. This is the beautiful diagram which covers how the artificial intelligence will help the patient. Especially suppose if consumer, okay, and peer means there one particular group of people and is a patients, that is a case reports, okay, and here what is nowadays especially they're having lot of market in this air industry, nearly $450 billion market especially related to drugs is concerned. Okay, nowadays what is an important aspect in this case is we are using the various mobile apps. By using the mobile apps, okay, and simply by using these particular wearable devices like gadgets like watches and etc. Simply what we are doing in this case is we can automatically measuring the blood glucose levels. We can automatically measuring the blood pressure levels. We can automatically measuring the heart rate, okay, and pulse rate. Everything now we are connecting with the mobile phone by using the various medically applied apps are available. With that we can do all these things. Okay, here what we are doing is by using these things, nowadays the treatment should be patient centric. Patient centric means our focus is mainly on the patient oriented. Okay, what is the advantage of this patient centric is by suppose if you can give the treatment in a patient centric manner, then what you can get it is you will get the personalized care. If you can give the treatment in a patient centric manner, then we will get the treatment in a personalized care. That's why now majority of the people they are concentrating on this particular patient centric manner. Then how the AI can be useful? Artificial intelligence. It is playing a role in the drug designing, drug manufacturing, drug marketing, and treatment of the rare diseases. Like that, they're having enormous applications that are available by using this artificial intelligence. Just I'll give a few examples in the day-to-day life. For example, if you can take various banks, nowadays, all the banks majority of the banks are using the artificial intelligence. So automatically, if you can ask any question, automatically you will get the answer. That is because of the artificial intelligence. Okay, and nowadays, these you can get the, for example, if you get the chatbot, the chat GPS, the chat GPT is working on this artificial intelligence. The chat GPT is playing a very vital role for preparing, getting the knowledge or getting information, preparing the PPTs. That is very much useful. Chat GPT. Okay, and one more aspect in this case is especially this artificial intelligence. It is very much useful for the banks. For the banks also. Okay, and nowadays you can take our mobiles also, Alexa, or this Alexa will work with this particular artificial intelligence, because all the things nowadays the artificial intelligence is playing a very vital role. Okay, now especially in the healthcare system, especially in the drug discovery and development process. And what are the important steps in the role of AI in the drug discovery and development? It is very big version. Just in brief I will cover this novel topic, okay, which includes finding materials and consumables and chemical synthesis, data mining and ontology building, and biology research, lead discovery, preclinical development, biomarker discovery, clinical development, and pharmacovigilance, and drug repurposing, and virtual lab assistants. These are the important components of the artificial intelligence in drug discovery and development. Come to second aspect. Recently, they're having lot of research are going on the pain management. Just first I will start with pain. What is the meaning of the pain? Pain means that unpleasant sensory and emotional experience. Unpleasant sensory and emotional experience. It can be associated with actual or potential any tissue damage. Okay, in terms of basing on the such damage, we have to categorize the pains. Okay, and suppose if you can take any pain, that pain leads to the mental suffering or distress. Generally, this pain is divided into two types: acute pain and short pain, depending upon the tenure. Acute pain means very short period of time. Chronic pain means longer period, like 12 weeks. Okay, and here the response is specific, and here there is no specific cause. Here the body tell you if something is wrong. Here the body is triggered the pain because of the original cause, and here it is occurs for a particular period of time. It will last for the life. Like that is the difference between the acute pain and chronic pain. And along with that, one more important aspect in this case is, and in the one of the type of this pain is neuropathic pain. Then what is the meaning of this neuropathic pain? Neuropathic pain means if any pain that is generated on the nerves, that is call it as a neuropathic pain. It is the one of the novel innovation in the pain management. That's why I am explaining in this aspect. It is one of the novel innovation, especially for treatment of neuropathic pain. One novel innovation is developed, that is call it as a spinal cord stimulation therapy. What is this spinal cord stimulation therapy? Mainly here, how the spinal cord can be stimulated is the spinal cord. It is going to be stimulated. How that can be carried out? By using the pulse generator. Okay, here the pulse generator is used. What they will do, just see this one. It is the one. It is a pulse generator. Just see the arrow mark from this place. 1, 2, and followed by 3, and followed by 4. Okay, it is connected. It is a spinal cord. Then that may goes to the brain. What happens in this case is a pulse generator means this one. It will sense a low threshold electric current to the extension of one extension wire. Okay, and to an electrode. It is electrode placed in the epidural space. It is a epidural space. In the epidural space, one electrode is going to be placed. Okay, then what happens in this case is here the low electric current is passed from this particular pulse generator. Then what happens in this case is here the non-nociception related to pain, the non-nociceptive signals like A beta fibers. What they will do is it will mask the travel of nociceptive signals to the brain. Okay, suppose it will mask the travel of nociceptive signals from the spinal cord to the brain. Then what will happen in this case is the pain will be reduced. Like that, the spinal cord stimulation therapy is used for treatment of the neuropathic pain. It is one of the very recently developed innovation in the field of pain management. Another second important aspect is, again for the neuropathic pain, another the novel technique is obtained, that is considered as a transcranial magnetic stimulation. What is this trans? It is a brain. It is a brain. Okay, and here what they will do is the major principle here in this case is magnetic stimulation. The transcranial magnetic stimulation, popularly call it as a TMS. What they will do is an insulated coil is placed over the scalp. You just see this one. It is a beautiful diagram which explains this mechanism. It is the scalp of the brain. Okay, and in this particular scalp, what they will do is okay, and it will here above the scalp we see the magnetic coil. An insulated magnetic coil is placed. It is an insulated magnetic coil is placed over the scalp. Okay, and you see this one. It is the here what it is a machine that can be called it as a transcranial magnetic stimulator. Transcranial magnetic stimulator. What they will do is this magnetic coil, it will delivers the magnetic pulses. It will delivers the magnetic pulses and induces the electric field to the brain. It will delivers the magnetic pulses and induces the electric field in the brain. Then what happens in this case is that will stimulate the nerve cells in the brain. Stimulate the nerve cells in the brain. Okay, and for that purpose we are using the low frequency transcranial magnetic stimulation. Especially the frequency is 0.3 hertz frequency we are using. Okay, and here one more important point what they will do is it will initiate the de novo. De novo means that over again. De novo means over again or repetitively. Here you see this word repetitive. Okay, and that may goes to long-term depression. LTD means long-term depression. Then that is present in the cortex, and finally that may reduce the pain. That is first normal hyperpolarization, and because of induction of this LTD, long-term depression in the nociceptive fibers, what they will do is the pain will be relieved in the brain. Okay, and here also there is a sense between the spinal cord and the brain. If you feel any pain, immediately that impulse goes to brain. Again from brain you will get the connected come back. That's why always the brain is playing a very important role related to the pain is concerned. Next, another important recent innovation is the drug repurposing. The drug repurposing can also be called as a repositioning or reprofiling or therapeutic switching. These are the important nomenclature or synonyms for the drug repurposing. What is the meaning of drug repurposing? Mainly, it is a promising approach where by existing drugs are used for new therapeutic uses. That means old drugs are used for new treatment. Old drugs are used for new treatment. That is the purpose of this particular drug repurposing. Okay, that means simply the existing drugs are used for the new therapeutic treatment. Okay, mainly the advantage is to treat the emerging and challenging diseases, because some of the diseases there is no time to develop a new drug molecule. For that, and you have to spend so much of amount of molecules. Because of that particular reason, then you have to go for the drug repurposing. Mainly, what is the meaning of drug repurposing? It is the process of uncovering new indications of the approved or failed or abandoned compounds. Failed or abandoned means stopped compounds for use in a different disease, which establishing the new medical uses for the already known drugs. The drug, we are having one drug. For the drug, it is having one use. The same drug, we have to use it for the other purpose. That is drug repurposing. The purpose is become different. That's why they can be named as a drug repurposing. Okay, and next, it can be useful to treat both common diseases as well as rare diseases. What is the major advantage of this drug repurposing is mainly it involves the de-risked compounds, because already they are developed. That's why the risk is less as much as possible. Another thing is the overall development cost is become reduced as much as possible, and the time is also the cost is become reduced. The time is also become reduced, and the benefit is high. That's why nowadays we are focusing on the drug repurposing. Okay, and next, one more important aspect in the drug repurposing is that nowadays the drug repurposing is playing a very vital role in the drug discovery and development. And here especially the drug repurposing is widely used to identify the existing drugs to fight against the SARS-CoV-2 in COVID-19 patients. Okay, and especially during the in the COVID-19 we have used so many drugs for treatment of the COVID. And some of the examples which includes azithromycin, ivermectin, remdesivir, favipiravir, and ribavirin, lopinavir, ritonavir, tocilizumab, and hydroxychloroquine. All these drugs are used at the time of COVID-19 because these drugs are developed long back. But what is the novel use they identified is these drugs can be useful for the treatment of the COVID-19 conditions. Next, another therapy, not only these COVID-19, so many recent advancements are there in the case of drug repurposing. I will tell you that recent developments also. One is thalidomide. Already we know that thalidomide is used as a sedative, but now it is used for multiple myeloma. The drug is old, they are sedative, but the use is new, that is multiple myeloma. Nowadays, the thalidomide is used for the treatment of multiple myeloma. Next, another thing is sildenafil citrate. In the olden days, sildenafil citrate is used as an anti-anginal drug. And nowadays, it is used for the erectile dysfunction. erectile dysfunction. Next, another thing is metformin. Already, metformin is the first class of drug for treatment of diabetes, but now it is used for treatment of cancer. These are the various novel advancements in the drug repurposing. Next, here it is a beautiful diagram which explains the difference between the traditional drug development and drug repurposing. In the traditional development, there is a lot of steps are there that can overcome in the case of drug repurposing because the drug is already developed. That's why in the traditional development, first aspect is you have to identify therapeutic target for disease of interest. Next, develop a potential drug candidates, okay, which includes design and synthesis and animal testing. And next is test drug in human clinical trials, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Okay, and followed by post-marketing surveillance is comes under the phase 4. Okay, and finally the drug will be approved for the clinical use. And then come to drug repurposing. Here, what happens in this case is first you have to use the rational tools to determine new uses for the pre-approved drugs. The drug is already approved. That's why you have to go for the new uses for the pre-approved drugs. Second one is the test drug for the new treatment application in the human clinical trials. And the third one is the drug will be approved for the new clinical use. Because of that, so many steps can be reduced by using the drug repurposing. The cost can be reduced and time will be reduced. Another novel area of innovation in the pharmacy is biosimilars. Recently, so much of work is carried out in the biosimilars. Bio means biologically, similar means similarity. In our, that is a normal terms meaning. Then come to the biosimilar. It is generally the definition of biosimilar is it is a biological medicine. That's why it is called it as a biosimilar. Highly similar to that of the another already approved biological medicine. It is similar to that of the already approved biological medicine. That's why it is here they use the word similar. Okay, and to a brand name biologic. Then, what is this biosimilar? Biosimilar is simply considered as essentially the same. Yeah, reference biologic medicine with some natural variations are there. That is, they can be called it as a biosimilars. So, these biosimilars are having the various important characteristics, which includes that it is a biological product, it is highly similar to that of the reference product, it has no clinical difference from the reference product, and it was approved by a Food and Drug Administration after evaluation and testing by the applicant. Next, what are the key steps in this biosimilars, which includes first it has to define the target, next development of base target, next similarity confirmation of the biosimilar, next regulatory authorization, and finally clinical assessment. These are the 5 important steps are there in the biosimilar development. Next, what are the recent advancements? As a pharmacy teacher, every teacher must know the advancements in that particular area. Okay, and then come to our topic, that is biosimilar. The major recent advancements which includes in May 2023, one new biosimilar was developed that is named as a adalimumab. Here, simple logic in this case, this last letters MAB, which indicates the monoclonal antibodies. That MAB indicates the monoclonal antibodies. The drug adalimumab is discovered to treat the rheumatoid arthritis, spondylitis, psoriasis, psoriatic arthritis, Crohn's disease, and ulcerative colitis. In the 22, another drug was discovered, that is bevacizumab. It is used to treat the colon and rectal cancer and non-small cell lung cancer and glioblastoma renal cell cancer. And in 22, another biosimilar was developed, that is called as a pegfilgrastim. What is this pegfilgrastim is? To treat the neutropenia. Means the meaning of this neutropenia is lack of certain white blood cells is called as a neutropenia. Next, again in the year 2022, another biosimilar was developed, that is called as a ranibizumab, and it is used to treat the neovascular age-related macular degeneration and macular edema. To treat the neovascular age-related macular degeneration and macular edema. Next, in the 2002, another one is filgrastim. This filgrastim is used to treat the neutropenia in patients with myelosuppression from chemotherapy or radiation. Okay, and 2021 another insulin will be developed, novel insulin type will be developed. One more important area in this innovation of the pharmaceutical sciences is process chemistry. It is purely related to the pharmaceutical chemistry, and it can be considered as the main arm of the pharmaceutical chemistry. It is mainly related to the development optimization of the synthetic scheme. Especially it was completed, it carried in a very small scale. That's why it can be considered as a pilot plant procedure. Okay, and especially in the drug development stage, we are doing the things in a very small size. At that particular use, we can apply the process chemistry. Nowadays, the process chemistry is playing a very important role in the pharmaceutical chemistry research and development. Okay, and what is this process chemistry? Process chemistry is distinguished from medicinal chemistry with the designing and synthesizing the molecules on small scale in the early drug discovery phase. We have to do it in a small scale in the early drug development stage. What are the important benefits of this process chemistry? Mainly, it is having the good safety to eliminate the toxic hazards. And here, especially in the organic synthesis, we are using so many hazardous solvents like hexane, benzene, dioxane, etc. And always you have to go for the alternate solvents instead of using the chloroform agent, etc. Like that is called it as heptane, dichloromethane, and etc. Okay, and one more thing in this case, one more benefit of this process chemistry is it is efficient, it is the cost effective, it is environmental friendly. There is no environmental pollution. That's why always nowadays the process chemistry is playing a very important role in the research and development. Next aspect is intellectual property rights. IPR, especially what is relation to our topic is whenever we are doing any innovation, the IPR is will protect us. IPR will give weightage to our innovation. That's why IPR, intellectual property rights, is playing a very vital role in the research and innovation. According to WIPO, WIPO means that World Intellectual Property Organization. WIPO means that World Intellectual Property Organization. Okay, and according to WIPO, the IP means intellectual property. It will refers to creation of the mind, such as inventions, literary, artistic works, designs, symbols, names, and images that are used in the commerce. Okay, and the complete word is called it as IPR, intellectual property rights. It will refers to the legal rights granted with the aim to protect the creation of the intellectual, to exercise a monopoly of the use of the item for a specified period of time. That is varies from one type to another type. Okay, and especially if we can take intellectual property rights, it is a collective term which includes various patents, copyrights, trademarks, GI, geographical indications, industrial designs, IC layout designs, and trade secrets. The second part of these things is patent. What is a patent? Patent is an exclusive right granted by a country to an inventor to make, to use, to manufacture, to sell the invention for a particular period of time. Okay, and generally, if we can take any patent, the patent has to fulfill three main requirements. What are the important three main requirements in this case is one is considered as it should be new, and it should not obvious, and needs to, and it must have the industrial applicability. That is more important. Okay, and the life of any patent is 20 years from the date of filing. It should be duration is 20 years. Okay, what is patent? Patent is one of the intellectual property which protects all inventions in science, engineering, medicine, and pharmacy. Always the new inventions can be patented in each country and applying to the patent office. Every country is having their own patent offices. Okay, and you have to file a patent in that particular office. Suppose if you can take our country India, and our nearest patent office is located at Chennai. Okay, next. And in this particular relevant to the research innovation, totally we made 4 inventions. Just I want to share these particular 4 inventions, okay, for you to know about this particular thing. Okay, totally. First one in this case is I got one Indian patent publication, okay, and which is filed on 2017 and published on 2019. The Title of that work is Preparation of Rosuvastatin Formulation for treating the human oral squamous cell carcinoma. Okay, and it was filed in the Indian Patent Office, means at Chennai. Just I will give the brief outline about this formulation. Like that, with this idea, you can also make your own formulations in your college laboratories. Generally, we know very well that rosuvastatin is one of the old drug. Rosuvastatin comes under the statins. We know very well what are the use of statins. Statins are useful as anti-hyperlipidemic drugs. How the rosuvastatin will work? Rosuvastatin will work with the mechanism of competitive inhibition of HMG-CoA reductase. Competitive inhibition of HMG-CoA reductase enzyme, because it is enzyme inhibitor. Okay, rosuvastatin is an enzyme inhibitor. Okay, next, generally we know very well that rosuvastatin is useful as a hyperlipidemic, anti-hyperlipidemic drug. How it is useful? For treatment of carcinoma. That is the novelty. That is novelty of our work. Our research peer group carried out all these works. Okay, especially if you can take a squamous cell carcinoma. Squamous cell carcinoma means that carcinoma means it is a one type of the skin cancer. It is the one type of the skin cancer. Okay, and what they will do is, first that may come at one part of the skin, then after that it may spread to the other parts of the body. The skin cancer, it may spread on the other parts of the body. Okay, and next, why it can be called it as a squamous? Squamous, the meaning of this squamous is it is located on the surface of the skin. Squamous means that it is located on the surface of the skin. Okay, like that. Here what we made is, here we formulated one new formulation by using the drug rosuvastatin for treatment of the human oral squamous carcinoma. For that, which polymers that are used in this case is, we used the beta cyclodextrin, popularly call it as a beta CD, beta cyclodextrin, that is used for carry out this particular formulation. Like that, we got very good results. Okay, and then we prepared the new formulation, and that is already patented. Next, to come to second one. Second patent is a composition of mesalazine mini tablet in capsule system for targeted delivery to the colon, which is already granted. We got the German, it is internationally granted. Okay, and filed on April and granted on May. Okay, and here what is this particular work? That is composition of mesalazine mini tablet in a capsule system for targeted delivery to the colon. Of course, if you can take this particular mesalazine, what is the use of mesalazine in this case is, mesalazine is useful for treatment of the ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, or especially it is useful for the inflammatory bowel conditions. This mesalazine is useful for the inflammatory bowel conditions. Here what we made it is, we made a mini tablet in capsule system for targeting delivery at the colon. For that, what we made it in this case is, we use the various polymers. The polymers like ethyl cellulose, HPMC, like that we used some polymers, and by using that one, we prepared this particular colon targeting. Next, come to third one, that is a pharmaceutical composition of a floating bilayer tablet of atorvastatin calcium and nicotinic acid. This is also we got the German patent and filed in 6th month and granted in the 7th month. Then here also, what is the meaning of this particular research? What is the composition of this particular research work is, we know very well that atorvastatin belongs to the, again, statin. Statin means it will act by the HMG-CoA reductase inhibitor. Okay, and come to this particular nicotinic acid. Especially nicotinic acid is popularly called it as a niacin. Okay, nicotinic. What is use of nicotinic acid? Nicotinic acid is useful for treatment of hyperlipidemia. hyperlipidemia. Like that, here what we made is we made a bilayer tablets. What is the meaning of this? By so much of research work is going on in bilayer tablets. In the bilayer tablets, it consisting of the two layers. One layer is called it as a immediate release layer. Second layer is called it as a sustained release layer. Okay, here what you are doing is the polymers that are used, two drugs that is formulated in the two different layers. One drug is for the immediate layer and second drug is for the sustained release layer. Okay, and for the immediate release layer, the polymers that are used is different. For sustained release layer, the polymers that are used is also different. Okay, and like that, two drugs were formulated in two different layers. Okay, and that is comes under one single tablet, that is call it as a protein bilayer tablet. For that also we got the grant. And especially these bilayer tablets, we are having the wide application in the treatment of diabetes nowadays. For example, in the market, one of the nowadays famous brands like teneligliptin metformin, that is also bilayer tablet. Dapagliflozin metformin, that is also bilayer tablets. Okay, and which contains one layer is belongs to immediate layer, second layer is belongs to sustained release layer. Next, the another research work of our invention is controlled release matrix tablet composition of eprimilast. This is also we got the German patent very recently. What is the use of eprimilast? Eprimilast is widely used for treatment of psoriasis. Eprimilast is widely used for treatment of psoriasis, and sometimes the psoriasis is also leads to arthritis also. That's why it is used for the treatment of psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis also. That is the use of eprimilast. For the eprimilast, we prepared a control release matrix tablets. Okay, and here how we will get the control release? It means the release is become controlled. Simply the drug release is become controlled. How the drug release being controlled? By using the various polymers. What type of polymers that you have to use it? For example, here in our research work, we used the xanthan gum and used ethyl cellulose and used HPMC and sodium CMC. All these are used to control the drug release. Like that, you prepare the control release matrix tablet for the eprimilast. All these are the four different innovations. For that, we got the 3 patents for second, third, and fourth. And the first patent is under review. Okay, maybe by hope by this the year ending we got this particular Indian patent also. Okay. Next, these are the few references which are related to my presentation. Okay, thank you one and all for giving this particular wonderful opportunity to me, and I especially thank the management principal and coordinator of Sasiya Reddy College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Yeluru, for giving an opportunity to share the novel innovations and research in the area of pharmaceutical sciences. Okay, thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your valuable lecture regarding the research innovation. I am Hariprasad on behalf of Sasiya Reddy College of Pharmaceutical Sciences here to give the conclusion remarks and the vote of thanks for the 7 days faculty development program. As we have conducted a 1-week online national faculty development program on empowering faculty excellence, enhancing research competence and innovation. We started the event on 4th November and today, the 10th November, we have different types of speakers from industry and academics. First of all, I would like to thank our management committee members, the patrons, Dr. Alluri Indra Kumar Garu, President, Dr. MBS V. Prasad Garu, Secretary, Sri M. Raja Rammohan Rao Garu, Correspondent, Sasiya Reddy College of Pharmaceutical Sciences. And The convener of the event, Dr. A. Narendra Babu Garu, Principal. Organizing Secretary, Dr. A. Nagaraj Garu, Professor. And Program Coordinators, Mrs. E. Jajili and Mrs. C.H. Amulya, Assistant Professor, Tertiary College of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Apart from that, we have different eminent personalities. Dr. B. Hanmi Reddy, Director, Analytical R&D, Slayback Pharma, Hyderabad. Professor S.K. Afzal Basha, Professor S.K. Afzal Basha, Professor, St. Mary's College of Pharmacy, Guntur. Dr. S. Pawan Kumar, Associate Professor, Sri Vishnu College of Pharmacy, Bhimavaram. Dr. Shaheen Begum, Associate Professor, Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwadalayam, Tirupati. Dr. M. Murali Krishna Kumar, Associate Professor, Andhra University, College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Visakhapatnam. Professor S.K. Abdul Rahman, Dean, School of Pharmacy and Health Informatics, DIT University, Dehradun. And finally, today's guest, Dr. A. Lakshman Rao Garu, Professor and Principal, VV Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Godlavaleru. And I would like to thank my continued warm thank to our college faculty who have worked together for bringing the event as a great success. Once again, I thank all the participants as we have 430 registration overall India. I would like to extend my thank the participants and various coordinators, host, and those who have involved in the guest introduction. Thank you. Thank you once again. Thank you a lot.
Okay, thank you, and thank you, one and all. And wish you good luck and all the best, my dear teachers.
Thank you.
Lakshman.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Lakshman, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye.